Thank you to LG for sponsoring this video. Before I get into everything, I wanted to do something I've been doing for a while. Thank you guys for being awesome, good human beings. Give you a chance to win $500 you can spend on anything you want. Leave a comment down below. What's the first movie you would watch with your new soundbar? Tell me a dad joke, tell me a random fact about yourself, tell me anything. Just leave your social handle in the comments so I can contact you if you win. Give the video a thumbs up, or let it run for 10 days, open to anyone in the world. All the information you need though will be down in the description. So I don't know if you guys have like walked around like a Best Buy or like Amazon, but soundbars are common. There are a lot of them, and you can actually spend less than $100 or over $2,000, which is a very wide variance for a product, and you can generally get a pretty good experience across the board. Like at the very least, they'll sound better than the speakers in almost every TV. And then you can see there's like a baseline of things these have. Like most have great features like built-in Bluetooth, some voice assistant, and obviously like audio quality, it's gotta sound better. But there are things you should look out for when choosing a soundbar, because they are not all made equally. So meet the S95QR. It is a whole surround system with the soundbar at its core, so that alone is gonna give you a big leg up on audio performance. With this, you get a soundbar, 2 rear speakers, and a subwoofer, which brings a total to 17 speaker drivers, and it's a 810 watt 9.1.5 channel system. And if you don't know what those numbers mean, that's okay. They mean you are getting a fully immersive and insanely powerful audio experience, which is way better than you can get from just a single soundbar. Now the soundbar itself actually has something very cool I've never seen before. It is an up-firing center channel speaker. You're probably saying, John, what is that gonna give me? It's gonna make sure you can hear dialogue a lot clearer. It's gonna be easier to hear. And the rear speakers also have up-firing speakers too. So listening to things, and obviously this supports Dolby Atmos or DTS:X audio, you're going to get just an insanely immersive sound system. It's also actually a built-in room calibration, so it can adjust the audio output to best fit your room. Kind of makes it really easy. Put the speakers in place and you're almost good to go. Oh, also, hey, the rear speakers and subs are wireless too, so you don't have to run any cables or speakers under a couch and then have to tape it so no one trips over it. It like just works. Also, has other smart features built in that you'd probably expect. These are like the baseline things. There's Bluetooth for Bluetoothing, listening to music with another device. You can also stream right to it using Tidal, if that's your jam. And if you want, it's also fully compatible with Google and Alexa. There's Chromecast and AirPlay 2 built in, so pretty much any streaming protocol you could think of, whatever device, phone or tablet or computer you are using, you can cast or stream directly to it. And that's awesome. If you want to watch your home movies recorded with your new iPhone 15 Pro Max or your Google Pixel 8 Pro or S23 Ultra, whatever, you can do all of that directly through your now amazing surround sound system. So I think LG makes some of the best TVs going. I have an LG G2 up in my house, and then we have a G3 here at the studio. And if you combine soundbar with LG TVs, you get synergy. And what that's going to give you is a pretty awesome extra experience. So I think one of the best way to see this kind of utilized is with the power and processing. So these LG TVs have really powerful processors inside, like the Alpha 9 AI processor. Using these products together, soundbar system can actually tap into that processor built into the TV to automatically optimize sound quality depending on what the TV is showing. So it's squeezing the juice from your TV's generally a very powerful processor to sort of up the audio experience. One of the coolest ways that is done is a feature with appropriately called WOW Orchestra. When you pair with certain LG TVs, you're gonna get the WOW interface and WOW Orchestra, something you can only do with a higher end soundbar from a company like LG. Essentially what it's gonna do, it's going to combine the sound from the surround sound system and the sound from the TV itself, and it can play all through all the speakers at once. What this is gonna do is bring out sort of mid-range and treble using TV speakers, and the soundbar is gonna give you more sort of soundstage and fill. Because it's integrated with LG products, you don't have to set this up every time. It just works and lets you get even more of the S95QR than otherwise could on its own. Don't let the orchestra name fool you either. Use it for whatever you're watching. It doesn't have to just be, classical. And all this is not something you could do with other soundbars, so it's a really great reason to sort of choose this one if you're in the market, especially if you have an LG TV already. So it's a soundbar demo. I gotta actually show you what it sounds like. Now, I don't know how this is gonna translate from TVs to microphones to whatever you're watching this on, but I'm gonna give it a try. So I've got trailer for, I'm expecting to be my favorite game of the year, Spider-Man 2, set to go, just using the built-in speakers on the LG G3. Venom.
The city's being torn apart. I don't know if I'm strong enough to save it. Do I have it?
So, that was loud. It sounds like TV speakers. It sounds like good TV speakers, but TV speakers. You don't have as much bass as you would have. It sounds a little bit on the tinny side. All right, so let's try it now with the full soundbar setup. Yeah, and this is with WoW Orchestra enabled.
The city's being torn apart. I don't know if I'm strong enough to save it.
I can't wait for this.
Do I have what it takes to protect the people I love?
So this is the video equivalent of going from this to this. It's that drastic on the audio side. Again, it's hard to translate that over video, but it is that different of a sound. It just sounds full, it sounds like it's around you, and is 100% just a more immersive audio experience. And the best part, I think, here, you never have to touch your soundbar remote if you want to go through and make changes to the WoW interface. A lot of soundbars, you gotta grab remotes, or you gotta set up something universal. It can be relatively confusing. LG streamlined the entire process. So on your LG TV, we're gonna go on over to Home Hub. Pretty simple. From here, I'm just gonna scroll on down. You can see it there at the bottom, and then I can control whatever I want here. My sound out settings, and it gets real granular, and you can kind of control whatever you'd like. But I think, again, best thing of all, it's all from the same remote that came with my TV. Now, with other soundbars, you're able to control a few things generally, like volume, usually over eARC. A lot of that works well most of the time. The S95QR has eARC and all that functionality, but it's not the same as being able to control the system settings of the surround bar setup on the TV with a real interface and physical remote. And that's sort of the beefy power of this WoW interface. And there are a lot of soundbars out there, right? And like I said at the beginning, a lot of soundbars at a lot of various price points. But with the S95QR, you're getting a really premium audio experience that's hard to find with anything else. And when you pair it with the power of the LG's Alpha processor line, you're getting an amazing sound experience. So whether you have an LG TV or even if you don't, you're getting just a beastly surround sound system. It's not gonna run cables all over your house. It's going to sound like you have speakers built into your ceilings. With the up-firing speakers as well, dialogue sounds crisp as it was intended. If you're in the market for a new surround system, all the information you need will be in the description down below.